Morning folks, it's Dr. Rowe. It is just gone 9. I have popped across to our local organic farm shop where I have to say they do the best coffee in West Sussex. In fact, they probably do the best coffee in the United Kingdom. I'm biased, but genuinely there's a little bloke there who does some incredible stuff and I love it. So it's my treat for the morning. My kids are camping as I've been in the garden, and I wanted to talk to you about a subject which has come up a few times this week, so I feel compelled and passionate to talk about it. If you haven't had a chance to watch the podcast on our Growth Tribes podcast, then please take the time to watch that interview. That is with the wonderful Sarah Dunning, and already I've had feedback from several people this week that have listened to it. It's only gone out a couple of days ago thanks to the amazing Harminder Tour. And in there, Sarah talked about when she was building her business, and she is a specialist in network marketing, 12 years in the same business, same industry. As I said before, one of the most successful people I believe in the world in what she does. She talked about the fact in her first year, she did 155 presentations. She had low self-esteem. She really just believed that it would work for her, and she had the right people around her, but she just hadn't grown into that space yet. She hadn't evolved in a way that her message hit the right people in the right way. 154 presentations, not a single person was interested. Now, I've been in the speaking industry for a long time, and a lot of people don't know this, but I actually got into speaking through two pathways. One was in my late teens, I got the opportunity to go speak at a college. I think it was, or school and a college actually, a school and a college in the same short space of time. And I was reading personal development even then, 18, 19 years of age. And what I did was I went to talk to them about attitude and beliefs. It was simple. It's all I knew at the time. And I was reading personal development books even then. And I think that sprung off from my father passing away at such a young age. When I started to look for something. There was a part of my soul that was yearning for a different level of growth. And I do believe that we follow a path that the universe puts things in front of us to test us, but to give us an opportunity to grow as well. And for me, that was that point, even though I was only very, very young in my teens. So I got out in front of these young groups and, I fumbled. I mean, to give you some context, when I was at school, if I was asked to stand up in front of an audience and read, and I mean the class, and read from a book, like in an English class, I used to stutter. I couldn't get my words out. I just get very nervous. So you think about what I do now, when people say, oh yeah, but you were born naturally like this. Actually, yes, you might have a certain level of skill and passion, but it is a skill that can be honed. But there's more than just the skill of communicating and talking. In any business, anything that you do, there's certain things you have to follow. And I started to get a passion for this, and I continue to do it. So I got into a network marketing business even back then in the 80s. Yeah, I think it was early 80s. And I went in front of groups, and the amount of rejection that you get in that environment is unbelievable, but it honed my skill, and I just didn't give up because I wanted the success of that business, or the ability to be able to communicate a message to people and at the same time deliver a message out to people in a different way. So the point of my video is really to say, over the years as a professional speaker, the amount of rejection I've taken is unreal. The amount of challenges you face when you put yourself out in the public space, it's going to happen. Wayne Dyer said, you can stand in front of 1,000 people, and if you talk to those 1,000 people, you can't expect that every one of them is going to like you. You can't expect that every one of them is going to relate to you. You can't expect that everyone's going to agree with your opinion, your view, your beliefs, the message you're sharing with them. So I'm just going to climb up a pile of rocks here in the garden. And that was a massive wake-up call for me. When I got that message from him, it gave me permission as an individual, as a human being, to just persist relentlessly at what I was doing and know that if I believed in it, if I trusted in what I was doing, and that's not just being a speaker, but that's in general in business. If you've got a product or a service or a business that you're building and you really love that business, you love what you're doing, you love the service you're offering, you love the fact that it's going to change your life, your family's life, it's going to add value to some other human being, who gives a shit if somebody comes along and spits in your face, tries to trip you up, doesn't like your brand, or feels that you're a challenge to their brand, or wherever? It doesn't matter, because what you're doing is something that's born from a pure space. It's born from a place of intention. It's born from a place of absolute conviction and beliefs about what you want to do, who you want to be, and who you want to help. And when you have that belief in you, when you have that level of commitment, everything else in the universe will move and align accordingly to allow you to pass through it. But it won't be easy. It'll be like, this is part of our garden here. I mean, I cut this down literally a year ago. Look at this. What we've got here is a whole load of bamboo and shit growing back up again. All this has grown up as well here. And that happens. That's just nature. Nature finds a way of coming back in a different form. So that is how life is. I've experienced one thing. When you go out and you create something, a lot of people go, great, I can sit back on my laurels. Oh, built a property business, great, I can just do nothing. No, actually, that's not the case. And if anyone ever tells you you can build a property business and do absolutely fuck all now, that is not true. Not at all. The reality is, any business that you build, anything that you do, once you lay the foundations and you lay the slabs and you start to build, stuff will come through the ground. And it's your goal as a human being to manage that. Can I turn this into a area where some of these plants can continue to grow? We're not here to take over the world and to stop other people coming into our space and eradicate any other business that might be in competition with us, or another speaker, or just cut people out of our lives who have a different opinion to us. I don't agree with that. I think what we have to do is we have to accept that everybody has a different view. We have to stick with our view, and the world is made up with people that are different. That's why you have different colours. Imagine if all these flowers were all yellow, it'd be boring. So look, it's a Saturday morning message. My kids are sort of running around in the tent there. I've just gone and got some organic food to start breakfast, and I saw a couple of messages this morning that came in, and something happened to us yesterday, and I won't go into the detail of it now because we may have a bit of a legal wrestling match over something that came up yesterday. That's the nature of things. Two things came up in my business yesterday on the property side. Something else came up on one of our brands. If you want an easy fucking life, if you don't want to stand out and you just want to wake up in the morning, set your alarm, go to work, come back at the end of the day, stick Netflix on in the fucking evening, get absorbed by somebody else's life, watch a soap, whatever it is, and not live a life, then stay in a job doing what you're doing. And it's not being disrespectful, without any aspirations. And that's not to say that's not aspirational, but most people in that life space are usually functioning to pay their bills, to exist, to be able to go on holiday, and that's it. Even though they might want more, they'll often complain that they can't do that, and that's not true. But if you want to do something that's life-changing, if you want to do something that's going to impact the world in such a way that when you leave, you've left little footprints that people won't forget, that your children are inspired by you, a book that you've written, or an audio that you recorded, or, I don't know, a contribution towards a charity or something like that, then accept that part of that is going to be rejection. Accept that part of that is people not necessarily agreeing with you. Accept that part of that is going to be that you're going to have your ego kicked, you're going to be questioned about your conviction. And if you stand strong, here I am at 54, 55 years of age, one thing I feel proud of is that I have, on occasions, walked away from massive opportunities. And the reason was because financially it was a great opportunity, but one, it conflicted my core values with being able to spend time with my family. I mean, I've been offered some great chances to go around the world over the years and speak, but it would have meant literally taking out huge chunks of time and emotionally draining me and the family, and I said no to it. But other times, being offered huge chunks of money to set up a competitive business. I mean, years ago, those of you that know, I did a lot of stuff with Rich Dad and Legacy, etc., and a few really powerful educational companies. Well, people come along and approach me, and they say, well, we'll pay you to do this. And I said no, and this is going back 10, 12 years now, because I was very loyal. And I think you have to choose who you're loyal to, who you have enough conviction to work with, but equally in your own business, stand by the people you work with as well, and stand by your product and your service, and defend it till the end if you believe in it, and that includes your family. So, well, this is an early morning one, isn't it? I don't know if there's any inspiration to anybody. Oh, there's a few messages come in, sorry. I'm just reading them now. Oh, it's good to see you there, Imran. All right, thank you, everybody. I'm going to sign off now. If anybody you think needs a bit of a motivation, then you can play this video to them. You can do whatever you choose to do. Make sure it aligns with your values. One check-in, the people you're working with, make sure that their values are aligned with your values. Don't pursue it because of money. Pursue it because of your true purpose and your passion, and the money will flow behind that. The minute you pursue something because you think it's going to make you loads of money, even if you've got a niggling feeling that the people you're going to work with aren't quite aligned with you, but hey, fuck it, what the hell, I'll make some money out of this, that's when you're going in the wrong direction. So come from a place of purity and then have enough conviction to see it through. So, at work since 6 a.m. Yeah, that's great, man. Well done. Hopefully this is a bit of inspiration to you. All right, take care. Have a great day, everybody.